This is Tales and Whispers, where every story is felt, not just heard.
Okay, get ready for one of the most incredible stories I have ever come across. It's a story about memory, about loss, and about a reunion that spans nearly half of a century. It really makes you ask a profound question about who we are without our past.
I mean, just think about that for a second. Imagine waking up one day and your entire life, your family, your childhood, even your own name, it's just gone. It's like a locked room in your mind, and you've lost the key. Now, this isn't just some hypothetical question. For one young man, this became his shocking reality.
So picture this. It's 1980. A 16-year-old kid named Reiki Ram leaves his home, full of hope, just looking for a job. A simple journey. But then, a devastating car accident on the Ambala Road changes absolutely everything. He survives, physically, but the person he was, well, that person didn't make it.
He woke up, and his mind was like a map with no roads, no landmarks, not even a "you are here" marker. People would ask him the most basic question you could possibly ask someone: who are you? And all he could give him was this look of complete confusion and fear. His entire identity had been wiped clean.
The people who found him, well, they did the only thing they could think of. They gave him a new name, a new identity to grab onto. He became Ravi Chaudhary. It was a name to live by, instead of just being a lost soul on the street.
And for the next few decades, he lived a completely separate life. A life built on this foundation of amnesia. Always, in the shadow of a past he couldn't even remember.
So you have these two identities, right? On one side, there's Reiki Ram, the boy with a family and a whole history all locked away. And on the other, you've got Ravi Chaudhary, the man who built a new life, a new family, but always felt this deep, unexplainable sense of absence. Just this feeling that something was missing.
44 years. Just let that number sink in for a moment. 44 years. That is an almost unimaginable length of time to live as someone else, to carry the ghost of a forgotten life inside you every single day.
And as Ravi, he did what any of us would do. He moved to Mumbai, he worked odd jobs, and eventually he settled down. He got a job at a college, got married, and he raised 3 children. I mean, he built a full normal life. But through all of it, that nagging feeling of a missing piece, it never, ever went away. Then, after 44 years of total silence from his past, something completely out of the blue happened. A second accident. Now, you'd think that would just bring more trauma, right? But ironically, it became the key that started to unlock everything. It's incredible, really. The first accident took his memory away. But this second one, which happened just a few months ago, it actually started to give it back. Not in a flood, but in these tiny fragments, like little whispers from a life he never even knew he had.
It all started with dreams. And the first fragment was this: a large mango tree. Just a single, super vivid image that kept appearing in his sleep.
Then came another piece of the puzzle, a swing, just moving back and forth on its own, like it was being pushed by a ghost.
And then a smell. You know that distinct, powerful smell of the earth right after a fresh rain? That. These weren't just random images.
And that's when it hit him. This wasn't his imagination just creating stories. He had this profound realization that these flashes, they were his mind remembering. These were real pieces of his forgotten life finally bubbling up to the surface.
This realization, as you can imagine, sparked a quest. Armed with pretty much nothing but these little dream fragments, he and his wife began to try and follow this faded map back to a past he couldn't consciously recall.
So he shared everything with his wife, who thankfully didn't just dismiss it. Together they started analyzing these clues. They even got some help from a university student, and they started piecing together names of places and little details until, slowly but surely, a possible direction started to emerge from the fog. And this all leads us to the final, incredible chapter of this 45-year journey. The moment when Ravi Chaudhary tries to find the home of Reiki Ram. In November of 2025, after nearly half a century, he stepped foot in his home village, a place called Nadi. He had left as a boy and was now returning as a grandfather. And even though his conscious mind didn't know the streets, there was this deeper, instinctive connection. You know the feeling. It was like his heart, his very soul, recognized this place as home. After 45 long years of being lost, Reiki Ram had finally, impossibly, found his way back. And the reunion, wow,
it was just overwhelming. His family, who had mourned him and believed he was dead for decades, suddenly saw him standing right there in front of them. He was welcomed with tears and with flowers, a celebration that was just full of joy, but also you could feel it was tinged with the deep sorrow for all of those stolen years.
You know, the real takeaway from this incredible story isn't about the why or the medical explanation, it's about the power of the human spirit. It's a story about unrelenting hope and about the compassion from his new family that helped guide him home.
After hearing a story about a man reconnecting with a life that was lost for 45 years, you just have to wonder, don't you? Is there any connection, any memory, or any person that's truly lost forever? Or is there nothing severed by time that a little bit of hope cannot eventually reconnect?